Afternoon, guys. And cheers.
You're here.
All right, guys. So it's Monday, but today we have a very specific theme for today's show. All right. Many of you may or may not know that I'm a member of a local whiskey club called the Single Malt Society, and we get together every month and we try different whiskeys. One of the reasons I have different whiskeys here with me every time we're doing one of these shows. And I will say, it's easier for me to not repeat a whiskey than to not repeat a song. I don't know if that's sad or bad. But today, 4 members of our club, including myself, we were supposed to be on the road 6 o'clock this morning, bound for Louisville, Kentucky, to spend 3 days or so down there on the Bourbon Trail and checking out and visiting the various bourbon distilleries and sampling some wonderful American bourbon. And obviously, because of the circumstances right now, that trip has been postponed indefinitely. But today's show is brought to you by some wonderful bourbons. Jennifer, you are drinking bourbon, believe it or not, from St. Augustine, Florida. That is the port finish cask, so it's a 52% alcohol finished in port, which is wonderful. I'm drinking something from Louisville. This is one of my favorite bourbons, Blanton's. Absolutely delicious. If you can find it. It's not super expensive, but it's hard to find because they don't make so much of it. So, absolutely delightful. But I was all the songs today have to do with either the trip I was going to be taking today with my friends, either the feelings I'm feeling or songs about whiskey. In either case, so the first song is obvious. We do have some new songs for you today. We also have a number of songs you may have heard previously, even as recently as only a few days ago. But this song is obviously about how my friends and I are feeling about the trip right now. Saw her today at the reception. Glass of wine in her hand. You can't always get what you want. I know. You can't always get what you want. No, you can't always get what you want. But if you try sometime, you might find you get what you need. it's true. You can't always get what you want. For those tuning in today, as we were playing the first song, I was supposed to be on a trip today to the Bourbon Trail with some friends of mine and tasting some delicious fresh bourbon down in Louisville, Kentucky, but obviously not on that trip because of all the circumstances right now. So today's show is about the feelings around that trip right now.
Yeah, it's a show.
You definitely can't always get what you want, unfortunately. And this next tune, I'm sure would have been the feeling we would have had driving down there early this morning. Yeah. Well, hang on. Bourbon.
Sip.
Probably would have gotten played in the van.
Ooh.
I know.
And this next one?
Well,
How does this one fit in?
Again, we have a recurring theme about the postponed trip today. So, something sounds off there, man. Alright. This next song is, it's called Cry to Me. I'm sure it's how Jen was feeling when I got up this morning. I was a little bummed thinking about the trip.
Crying about it. It's okay. When your baby leaves you all alone.
I will cry to you, baby.
Cry to me.
If you don't know that tune, that's an old song by Solomon Burke, who was a phenomenal soul singer, who passed away a few years ago now, while on tour. He literally was on a flight on his way to a gig. He was, I think, in his 80s or 90s. But that's a hell of a way to go. But great singer. Check him out. Solomon Burke. Phenomenal singer. So this is a new song for us. This is a Traveling Wilsbury. Traveling Wilsbury.
Wilsbury,
Yeah,
like Pillsbury.
Hey, listen, we're drinking some good bourbon here.
Ooh, what percentage is yours?
Actually, not as strong as yours.
Oh, I see how it is.
Yep. Well, I'm rewarding you for all your hard work.
Thanks.
This is a Traveling Wilburys tune called "Last Night," and it's about an unfortunate experience in a bar, but it makes for a good story. And I'm sure many of you, like myself, have a story or two like that. And I'm sure that had the trip been happening this week, there may have been a story that turned out interesting, that was regrettable yet entertaining.
There's always a story.
Yes, and so this song is in tribute to the story that hasn't happened yet. It's going to feature Jen on bass guitar, which doesn't happen very often here. So you're going to hear Jen playing bass today, saxophone, and melodica, which is another interesting issue. I'm taking advantage of how talented my wife is. So
we'll see how it goes.
She heard my guitar. She was long and tall. She's the queen of them all. Last night, thinking about last night. Last night, thinking about last night. She was dark and discreet. Light on her feet. We went up to her room and she lowered the boom. Last night, thinking about last night. Last night, thinking about last night. Down below, they danced and sang in the street. While up above the walls, streaming with heat. Last night, thinking about last night. Last night, thinking about last night. I was feeling no pain, feeling good in my brain. I looked in her eyes, full of surprise. Last night, talking about last night. Last night, thinking about last night. I asked her to marry me, she smiled and pulled out a knife. The party's just beginning, she said, your money or your life. Last night, talking about last night. Last night, talking about last night. Now I'm back at the bar. She went a little too far. She done me wrong. All I got is the song. Last night, thinking about last night. Last night, talking about last night. Last night, thinking about last night. Last night, talking about last night. Wilbur's tune, man. Yeah, I've had a few of those talk about last night moments. And to my folks down in St. Augustine, you're never going to hear most of those stories. That's okay.
You don't want to hear.
This is a tune I've been wanting to do for a while, and you know, I'll talk about whiskey at a party with people who don't really particularly care for it, and they'll say, you know, why are you so into it? Why would you drive halfway across the country to go visit a bunch of places where they make it and try it out? And I enjoy explaining it, but I sometimes feel like I shouldn't have to explain because it just should speak for itself. So this is a Van Morrison tune called "Why Must I Always Explain?" Hope you enjoy it. I first heard this song from an old student of mine, Ken Hogan. Ken, if you're watching, there's a guitar student of mine introduced me to this song a long time ago. It's a good tune. Yeah, well, cheers to you on that one, my love. That's a great tune, man. Why must I always explain? Cheers.
Here.
Again, she's the talented one here, man, pulling out the melodica. That was called the melodica, by the way, that little keyboard that you blow into. It's called the melodica. You could order one on Amazon, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're like super cheap.
Mm.
Good stuff.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes, that bourbon is very good stuff. By the way, again, people are going, well, you're in a whiskey club. Is bourbon a whiskey? Yes, it is. Bourbon is a type of whiskey. Scotch is a type of whiskey. Irish whiskey is a type of whiskey. All right? Rye is a type of whiskey. There's different types of... It all falls into whiskeys. All right? There's just different types. All right?
Yeah, we actually tried to play the melodica out at one of our live gigs, but it needs...
Yeah, it needs
To
amplification.
be amplified.
And what we just bring a keyboard with us if we do that.
Yeah, exactly. So the melodica, it's like for a house party.
Indeed.
Like we're having right now. With you guys.
We did this tune a couple weeks ago. This is just a straight up song about whiskey, so I think it needs no explanation of why we're doing it for this show today. About the postponed Bourbon Trail trip.
Pays homage to whiskey.
A whiskey or the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweeter, stronger, decenter, you're spunkier than tea. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. All now breakers are on the march and not to Portugal is Spain. The drums are beating, banners flying, the devil all will come to find. Oh, very well, we can do that in Canada. Me do that in Canada. Me rights back for the lady, all this whiskey in the dark. Oh, whiskey or the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains and to America. You're sweet as from your decent, you're spunkier than tea. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Now the French are right and coldly, in a diet nothing coldly. Give every man his flask of powder's firelock on his shoulder. Oh, very well, me too, like Namada, me too, like Namada. Me rights back toward the lady, all this whiskey in the top. Oh, whiskey or the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains up to America. You're sweet as from your decent time, you're spunkier than tea. Oh, whiskey or me darling, drunk or sober. Says the mother, do not wrong me, don't take me daughter from me. But after you do, I will torment and after death me goes the heart. Oh, very well, you can take that in Namada, me too, and Namada. Me rights back to the lady, all this whiskey in the top. Oh, whiskey or the devil, you're leading me astray over hills and mountains up to America. You're sweet as from your decent and you're spunkier than tea. Oh, whiskey, you're me darling, drunk or sober. Ain't the truth.
Here, here.
They say in vino veritas, and in wine there is truth. I'll wager it's the same in whiskey and bourbon.
We could put whiskeys around the house and you could take a tour.
No. Not the same, Jennifer, not the same.
Not the same. Okay.
This next song is in tribute to what it may have been like at the end of a long day of going from bourbon distillery to bourbon distillery, enjoying the tours, but enjoying the fine spirits as well. And perhaps it's gotten later into the evening, and the consumption of fine libations has done us in a bit.
I feel like I'm there.
Because you can smell it.
Come down off your throne and leave your body alone. Somebody must change. You are the reason I've been waiting so long. Somebody holds the
For those who are a fan of Blind Faith and that song and others, recently, if you look it up, I saw it on my Facebook feed, but Steve Winwood did a recent live recording of that song on his page with just him sitting by the fire in his house playing acoustic guitar and singing that song, and he still can sing. It's just love that man's voice.
He wasn't 12 when he wrote that song, was he?
No. But he was either 14 or 16 when he recorded Give Me Some Lovin' with the Spencer Davis group.
Such talent. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well, again, this next song is sort of about the mood I felt thinking about how I really wanted to go on the trip, but I couldn't.
Something told me it was over when I saw you and that girl talking. Ooh, something deep down in my soul said, cry, girl. When I saw you and that girl walking around. I'd rather be blind, boy, than to see you walk away from a child. Ooh. So you see, I love you so much, baby, that I don't wanna watch you leave me now. Most of all, baby, I just don't wanna. I don't wanna be free, Oh, I was just sitting here, thinking of your kiss and your warm embrace. With the reflection in the glass that I held to my left now, revealed the tears that were on my face. Oh, baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, than to see you walk away from your child. Oh, baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me now. Oh, so you see, I love you so much that I don't wanna watch you leave, baby. Oh, most of all, I just don't, baby. Oh, baby, I don't wanna be free now. I was just sitting here, thinking of your kiss and your warm embrace. Oh, when the reflection in my glass, baby. Oh, you know it revealed the tears on my face, baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, than to see you walk away from me, child. Baby, I'd rather be blind, boy, oh, than to see you walk away from me now.
So I can't express things as well as she can. So that was her expressing my sorrow. If anybody could do it. So this next tune, again, going with our theme today of not being able to go visit those wonderful distilleries, the Bourbon Trail. I imagine that this song is one of the many songs that could have played in our minds, the four of us, as we walked into the doors of some of our favorite places and seen all the beautiful stills cooking that beautiful, beautiful nectar that we call bourbon. So this goes out to the feeling we would have had we been there.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how we would have felt.
Looking at that precious nectar.
Well, I don't think we could really quite pull off, Ode to Joy right now.
No.
We need a full choir for that. So, this is going to be the last tune of the day. We did this song within the past 4 or 5 days. And definitely sums up how everything about the trip we were going to take. So this last song specifically goes out to John, Richard, and Ton. I was very much looking forward to the trip, boys, and we'll get there. All right, we will.
Just to make sure everybody knows, because this is quarantine 25 for us?
This is the 25th
Oh my
episode.
goodness. The 25th episode. Okay, so we are taking all of our Facebook Live videos and we are uploading them to our YouTube page. You can check out that link in the description to this video. And so you can share it, you can watch it again, and as always, thanks for being out here with us. That's awesome.
And I just realized, Jason, I forgot, because I was thinking about the guys in the band, but Jason, you were flying down to join us as well, so it was actually 5 of us. Apologies. So Ton, Jason, Richard, and John. All right, the 4 of you. Sorry about that. I've been drinking a bit of bourbon, so I'm sure you forgive me. But thanks, boys.
He's on a bit of a trial himself.
I am indeed.
Can't.
It's Jason's birthday on Wednesday. I have to do a special thing.
Yeah. He's the one who picked Solomon Burke for us, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Maybe another Solomon Burke.
I'm on knees, someone help. I'm on knees, somebody's hand. I'm on knees, someone I'm gonna drink my life away. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Cheers.
Guys.
Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
Indeed. Have a good afternoon, guys.
Cheers.